You can hear me now. Sorry, I don't have my microphone in. No, you're all good. I had to switch. I'm in my buddy's kitchen in New York City right now. No AC running.
And if you
we're about to
are
get an
just
update.
joining us here in News Chapter 4, we are over a pursuit with the San Fernando Police Department. This is a pursuit that started in Pacoima.
Can you guys hear okay?
What we believe is failure to yield and stolen vehicle.
Failure to yield and stolen vehicle.
A couple minutes ago, now we are northbound on Vineland. We've done some circles here in the valley. We started on the 170, got off the 170 onto Victory, and we've just sort of been circling around the Burbank area. It has been low speeds, but we've seen this thing run some red lights here.
There was a chase earlier today, people, but it was kind of terrible.
A 2 or 3 car length distance at these very low speeds, but we'll continue to monitor their speed to see if it gets dangerous. But right now,
I think my box is too big.
On Vineland through Collins, waiting to see what police do. If the low speed
is this appropriate
continues,
sizing?
They might just keep following this thing until the driver runs out of will, or they might decide to initiate a pit, considering we're underneath
is this a replay?
height limits. But we're going to keep...
Is this a replay? Wait. I don't think this is a replay. Is it a No, this might be a replay. Hold on. Give me a second, guys. Give me a second. Is it also? No, man. This is live.
We can't get a good look, but if you look,
it was the same Dodge Charger before. Yeah, we're live right now. Wait, this is the same car from the other chase? The one that got away earlier? No way. Yeah, look. They chased 7 hours ago in the San Fernando Valley. Officers, you guys can't see it, but if I scroll down over here, hold on. You see over here? Officers chase Toyota Prius driver in San Fernando Valley. This is it. It might be the same car. It was red. And we're in the San Fernando Valley right now. That's crazy. So this person must have gotten away and then got picked up by police once he went back to the street. Yeah, excuse me, that's a Dodge Charger. This is crazy. Same one from before. Very likely this is the same one from before. I could open up the link to the previous chase, and I have a feeling it's going to look like the same exact car. He really did say, let's run it back. That's crazy. I've never seen that before. Possibly the same red Dodge Charger from earlier today. What just happened there? Was that a truck pulling out trying to do a citizen stop? Oh, my back is killing me. I'm hunched over in a kitchen right now, trying to watch this. Let me get in a 3-point stance. There we go, much better. Yeah, I was out for this Dodge Charger earlier today, but it was like a 5-minute chase and they just lost it and let it go. They may have picked it back up here. There's no chairs in the kitchen, sorry. It's just me squatting, doing wall sits. Commitment to the game here. No Ileana Moreno, she's off tonight. Thank you to the... Oh, sorry, I forgot to shout. Someone gave out some subs. Who gave out some subs? Blackout City. Xavier. Oh, you're joking, my man. What's up? Thanks for the 5 tier 1 subs, my friend. As always. Commitment to the game. July 4th in New York City. Squatted over. Someone's got to do it. I don't think there's any audio. Oh, there it is.
Still on Tahunga, still basically doing the speed limit. About 40, 45. Cops maybe have backed off a little bit after that tractor trailer,
Appreciate
but
you, my
not by
friend.
much. We're through a red light there with no brakes. Through a red
Solid
light there.
red light.
Tahunga and Strathern.
Again, if you're just joining us,
Really
this
working our way
very
up
high
into Sun
potential. This
Valley
is
here.
the red Dodge Charger from
Up along
earlier
this
today
big stretch near the wash.
that got away.
A lot of
We are
empty
all the
road
way up
here
in
for
San
that
Fernando
car
Valley.
on
We're up in
Tahunga
Sun
as we
Valley.
get through this industrial area up here. We see the Prius sort of blast through these red lights, and then the cops would have to.
And the good news is I'm
slow
watching
down,
it on the
check both
website,
ways.
so
But
that's
this
going to
thing,
be should be no
besides just
glitching because
keeping
we're not
a
on
solid
YouTube.
45 right through that stop sign, though. But besides keeping a 45, it's a low speed, but somehow still dangerous pursuit. So if you are in Sun Valley, look out on the majors. And now we turned right, and we are
Something
headed to
tells
a
me
dead
we will
end.
not
This
be
Prius
dead
is pulled
end.
into a dead end.
We got a
We're gonna
dead
have
end
to see
here,
what
people.
happens here. It's pulled up to the
Feels
gate.
like a Ejectocito, or we're going to plow through that
I don't
gate.
know if
Stop
they
sign
expect
coming
that
up
or
here.
what.
Does
Are
he
they
go for a
gonna try and
3-point turn? He's
ram
going to go through the
the
stop
gate?
sign.
They
Oh
got
my
through it.
God.
I would have never guessed a Prius could do that, and now we are into
Dodge Charger
industrial
straight
lot.
through the
We're through
gate.
the other side,
Blasted through that
and
gate.
jumped onto San Fernando parallel the train tracks. Look at the damage on the front of that car.
Oh my God. Oh my God. We're up to 75 miles an hour on side streets now.
And now we have really picked up speed. This thing's doing over 80 on San Fernando. George is northbound San
We're getting
Fernando.
close to a 4-star chase here, people.
You can see extensive damage there to the windshield. Once we get in front of this thing, we'll get a better look at that. But
Is the windshield shattered?
that Prius got
Was that the
pretty
windshield
banged up
shattering?
trying
It
to
might
go
be
through
shattered.
that.
What is
Trying
on the
to go
door?
through that gate there.
Is the gate
It
on
made
the
it-
door?
It made it in one piece. It might have even broke the gate. And now we are whipping it on San Fernando, getting up to about 80.
So it
with
looks
this
like he
thing.
may have broken
We're
the
gonna have
back
to see what's
windows
ahead of this car.
going through that
It's we're
gate. Something
definitely coming up to
exploded.
a
It
red
looked like a
light here.
cloud. That may have been glass. That gate may have come
And
through
we
the
just see
windshield.
trucks pulling over. We know right through a yellow there. Whew. Seeing cops in close pursuit as we parallel the train tracks here on San Fernando. But you can see just how damaged that thing is from that incident.
Oh, that's the
it's gone a big
airbag.
full
That's the
blast.
airbag. Oh, it's hanging out like a hangnail of the front seat. If he didn't pull over last time, he's got to think he can get away again.
So, still high speeds now. We're high speeds coming up to another light probably here on San Fernando as we work our way from Sun Valley. Yep, coming up to that red right here. We got the brake lights on. We're going to see.
Oh God, solid
and we're
red
gonna
coming up
come in
here. That's a
right
solid
through it.
red light. He's so lucky there's no traffic out there. No
Coming up through
trains
the
coming
construction
either.
zone
There's
here. We're gonna have
potential
to
we
see
go
where
into
this
those
Prius
tracks.
decides to go. Not sure if it knew that street would be closed off. Don't know how well they know
See,
this
the
area.
KCAL
so
feed
maybe
is
we'll
showing
see
that the
them stick to
windshield and most
majors
of the
from here on
driver's side
out.
windows are all
You can
gone.
see, you can just see the damage of that thing when it hit the gate.
This is nuts. You better call your people. We're on the verge of a 4-star chase here, people. We just had a stolen red Dodge Charger from earlier today that got away. Just blast through a gate. Shatter the front windshield.
We're gonna really
Airbag
punch in here and
deployed.
take a look
Look at
what's
the
going on
entire
there.
front
It
left
looks
is
like maybe
completely
the airbag went
mangled.
off. Something happened in there.
Completely mangled.
That appears to be that the center column, I forget what that part of the car is called, the something column, Looks like that's broken. And
I think we're going to bump this up to a 4-star chase, people. Send out your text messages. We are officially 4 stars after that.
There, debris from the window, debris from the car itself, and it actually looks like it might have damaged the alignment from the way that the car's
Those cars pulled over. Thankfully, you can see the red and blues coming up behind them.
Down the straight line here of San Fernando. Not that it's the smoothest street, especially in this part. But we'll zoom out here in Pacoima now. Worked our way up to Pacoima. Northbound San Fernando still passing over Pierce Street.
4 stars for July 4th.
And really, really getting high up in the speeds here. Not sure what their plan was when they pulled into that gate.
You saw that? I was thinking Final Destination 2.
They ran right through it either way.
We're
going to have to see what their next move is, because so far, we've just been northbound San Fernando. We're coming up to a red.
Solid red light coming up here. Solid red light. Wrong side of the road. Hard turn left coming through the intersection. Back in Pacoima on Van Nuys Boulevard. How many times have we been here, people? So lucky there was no green light coming the other way, and that Dodge Charger on the perpendicular side was waiting for the green light, not going 40 miles an hour through it, continuing on.
Still the one in pursuit here, still a couple vehicles and the airship, as you can see it, especially when we change directions like this, you'll see it cross your frame. But we are across Kewen Street.
I'm whispering because I got people sleeping in this house and I can't wake up.
What this plan's going to be.
Look at the windshield.
You can see that columns.
Look at the windshield.
Pieces of the
How can you see through that?
Resting on the dash. Pieces of the car are resting on the door there. So at the very least, we can say that cabin's getting cramped. But we are
That's another
right
red light.
Through a green light, thankfully. A green light on Laurel Canyon. Coming up to the 5. This thing was on the 170 before, so I would not be surprised to see it get on the 5 and sort of try to pick a direction and go on the freeway. But we'll see. We're underneath the 5 here, underneath that big overpass of the 5. And we're braking, we're queuing up. Nope. Faked them. Tried it, thought about getting on the 5, went right past
imagine getting on the 5 freeway without a windshield.
That probably works in the movies, but it's very slow and obvious when you're watching it in real life. We're coming up to a congested red light here. It's
big intersection coming up here, people. Big intersection.
Right through that red.
Oh, just turning green. So lucky.
Still be right behind this thing. Still westbound. Made our way into our Lida area here. As we cross over, give you a wide look at what we have upcoming on a mostly empty Van Nuys Boulevard on this 4th of July. Some people went to the beach. Some people chose to do fireworks, which I'm sure we'll start to see in the frame.
You're going to get a combination of both here. We might get fireworks coming out of this car with the Katy Perry challenge.
And that's where we are over this thing. Now, we've been over this for about
4-star chase, people. We got units in the intersection. No spike strips deployed.
We picked this thing up on the 170. It got off the 170. It got onto Victory and sort of made its way around.
Got another big intersection coming up here. Oh my God, oh my God, oh my God. Wrong side of the road, wrong side of the road, wrong side of the road.
To the south side. Now we're on Woodman, southbound on Woodman from Van Nuys.
Oh, he could have gone through that solid red. We could have had a T-bone. Remember, his front windshield is busted. Can't see outside of it.
Well, I guess that's not any faster than normal traffic on Woodman. Doing about 50 or so.
Who said Princess Diana challenge? You might have to get timed out for that.
I would assume as this goes on, police are going to have to start to make
a we saw the we were here for the
vehicle if it keeps
children's
driving
hospital
a bit more dangerously like this. But thankfully, through a green light, through an area that looked like it just had a takeover. Truthfully.
Yeah, we got to keep it contained tonight.
Here on
Woodman. I'm a guest in someone's house, and I'm currently streaming out of the closet kitchen here.
There's that line of police after this thing coming up to a red light from the looks of it. We're going to have to see. It shoots over to the right lane. It shoots over to the shoulder, the right turn lane. Let's see if it postures for that turn. No, it goes right through the light.
I'm surprised we haven't seen a pit maneuver yet, to be honest with you. I don't know if this first vehicle is pit certified or not.
Still on Woodman through Nordoff, right through that red light. Right through
Yeah, it's only
What did we just cross
8:09.
over? Osborne, of
It's only
course.
8:09
Right
in
through Osborne.
the West Coast. I'm on the East Coast where it's dark.
Whitman and
But
Osborne in the Arleta area. San Fernando PD keeping the same distance from this car we've seen for a little
it's
while.
a red Dodge Charger. It's the
Couple
same
car
Dodge
lengths
Charger
back, just
from
really
before, the
watching
earlier
this thing,
chase that
see.
got away. They found him.
Now, Prius, not the fastest car in the world, but
This
you know,
guy
on a
obviously
full
doesn't
tank,
know cars.
this
If
thing
you're
can
watching
get up
this
to
as a
about
Dodge Charger.
I'd wager about 400 or 500 miles. So we'll have to see how much gas this thing has. Especially with a nice charged battery, we're getting up to almost 40 mpgs, but we are through Brantford there on the winding part of Woodman here as we're working our way through Arleta in conjunction. There's some fireworks on the left there. We'll start to just zoom out, give you a little
Can you
look. It's
imagine if
4th of
one of
July
these
after
birds
all.
in the air
You
goes
get an
through
idea. We have
fireworks
about
chasing
3
this shit?
vehicles in pursuit of this thing. Start to zoom in. The brakes are on.
Oh God, red light, big red light coming up
Solid
here.
red light here on Roscoe. We're
Okay,
gonna
at
slow
least
down a
we're
little bit and
proceeding
get
through
our
with
way
some
through
caution.
Roscoe. We're sort of riding the wave. This driver's sort of riding this wave of green lights on Woodman. Even the reds they come up to basically turn green right away. Except for that one. That is a clean red run on Lanark on Woodman. So I just got some information from the news desk. I misunderestimated a Prius's travel distance. Apparently, you can get up to 600 miles in city driving. That's crazy.
600 miles in this
hopefully it doesn't
version
have
of
that
Dodge
much,
Charger? We could be
because
here all
600
night.
miles at this speed, we'd be looking at about 10 hours of coverage. I think that's impossible. We are still on Woodman. We passed Stag. San Fernando PD is still there. I had heard this pursuit a little bit on LAPD, maybe doing some sort of
Someone in the
simulcast or
chat
something,
just
but
said,
I thought that would have
Lost
been
in
maybe they would
translation,
pick it
finished
up,
my
but
honeymoon
San
watching
Fernando
a
PD
chase
still
last
here,
year.
still working this pursuit,
That sounds like a good honeymoon.
keeping a healthy distance to it. And as the sun starts to set here in the valley, we are seeing more and more fireworks. So
Fireworks,
this
man.
coverage will only get more and more
Difficult.
exciting as we start to see fireworks on all sides of the frame, and we'll make sure to point them out as we see it.
Listen, these
on
these
this
roads are wide
very
open. I think
beautiful
we would have
4th of
seen a
July.
pit maneuver by
This
now,
vehicle
but
is now
this
crossed over
PD
into
unit may
Van
not be
Nuys. We're
pit
on
certified.
Woodman,
They have to be approved.
passing Wyandotte. I've never heard of that street before, but passing Wyandotte on Woodman here, coming up to a solid red.
Oh God. Solid
Within
red
one of the center
intersection.
lanes, it could go through it. It hasn't shot it yet, maybe because it's a pretty big one here. It's Sherman Way. Police certainly getting close, getting on that megaphone, hollering at that Prius driver. Prius is
Telling
going
him to pull over.
shoot
No,
it
we're
on
making a
the green
right-hand turn.
arrow for the opposite side of traffic and get onto Sherman Way. Now we are on Sherman Way, past Woodman, from Woodman. We see the tip there.
Just the tip. The chase
Now,
was
as we
originally
hold
for
traffic
failure
at
to
Burbank
yield,
Airport, we'll be
failure
covering
to
this
yield
from a
and
little
stolen
bit afar,
vehicle.
but
And
you
now
can
it's
see
a
there on
lot
the
more
edge of
than
the
that.
buildings and the police cars. We're still working our way at about the speed we're used to. Still on Sherman Way there, coming up to another major.
Oh, these intersections, she's so
Hazeltine.
lucky those are green.
Ooh,
Look at all the
just
cars
dodged
pulling
that.
over
Just
there.
dodged as all 3 of those cars came
Red
to a
and blue's
stop.
coming
That
up
Prius
hard
just
behind
dodged,
you.
slamming into the back of whatever sedan that was. Oh, and now we got some more brake lights.
Oh God!
Here the police
Every time he
sirens, they
slams
put
the brake
brakes
lights
on.
like that, we're in
What's happened?
trouble.
We're in the wrong way on the left turn lane. We're going to probably shoot back in. But
Wrong
right
side of the
now,
road.
Wrong way.
Wrong side of the
on
road.
Sherman Way.
How many
This is
times have we
not
been on
as
Van Nuys Boulevard and
easy as it
Sherman
was
Way
for them
before up here in the
before. Not
valley,
as clear as
people?
San Fernando was, and there's somebody
And
that
it's
knew the
wide
pursuit was
open
coming
tonight.
and is
This
filming
guy's
it on their
no
phone.
intention of pulling
Now,
over, has
again,
no
we see the
windshield,
driver's
no
side.
driver's
We
side
see all that
windows,
debris hanging off
and
because
possibly
if,
an
again,
airbag
you're just joining us,
deployed.
when this car was in Arleta,
This is a
it
big
turned
one.
into an industrial
You guys
lot,
have waited a
basically,
long time
street
for
that
one
was
of this
gated
quality,
off
and here we
with a
are.
nice yellow iron
I
gate
thought for
that
a
you see
second
at
that was the
trailhead or
chain
something,
exploding,
and it
where
just
that little cloud of
floored
smoke.
it,
I think that was
punched right
glass
through it,
before.
and did all of this damage to the front, all of this damage to the windshield, and that's why you see all of that detritus there on
They're
the
stopping.
left
The
side.
people on the side of the road
column,
are stopping
I thought it could have been an
because
airbag,
they
but
see
maybe not. But definitely
they
some
see red and
windshield
blues
there.
coming up
You can
behind
see
them,
all
so they
that
pull over
cracked
to the
tempered
side
glass.
of the road.
And now we've come up to a green light. Again, seemingly riding the wave of green lights on Sherman Way. I think we just passed the. Nope, never mind. We did not.
Harry Horse.
We're on Sherman Way still.
Harry
cars
Horse has given
getting
out
a little closer
67
here.
subs to this channel.
I don't
W's
think
in the
they're
chat
gonna
for Harry
follow this
Horse.
thing like this forever, so I wouldn't be surprised to see a pit or possibly even some spike strips, especially if we get a little closer to.
That's another
San
thing. If he
Fernando,
stays
the
on
police
Sherman Way
department
long
in
enough, they
pursuit.
will
There's an
absolutely have
LAPD
spike strips
vehicle we
waiting
just
for
drove
him.
past. They were probably wondering what was going on, or already knew about it. We are on Sherman Way, approaching Sepulveda here. It sounds like, from the sound of it, we're going to get close to Reseda if we keep going in this direction, maybe. Oh, and we've come to a
big time
green
intersection
light, a
here.
fresh green. Some traffic there for this to go
Green
around.
light
And
though.
as soon as everybody
Green
hears
light
the
here.
police
Green light.
sirens, they're not
He's got the
gonna move that
right
far. So he's
turns.
doing
Look at
his
this.
best
You know
to
how
get
I
out
know
of
he's
the way.
not pulling over? He's got the
Our
right
Prius,
turn
our stolen
blinker
vehicle,
on,
hooks it
making
onto
left-hand
Sepulveda, and now
turns.
we are southbound on Sepulveda.
He's
Here's
trying to
a
deke him
really
out.
good look. Here's our first look at all of that damage.
Look at that damage. Look at
That
the
is not a
damage.
comfortable ride, a comfortable cabin.
How
That's
can
very
he see
cramped.
through that?
That is the damage from when it hit the gate there. And that is a lot. The whole windshield's caved in, and the side column that I can't remember the name of, but the side column's caved completely in from hitting that.
We are a long way from LAX.
But it looks like Sepulveda is going to be a lot more empty than those other majors were, at least for the time being, as we work our way through Van Nuys. We are now southbound.
Yeah, I think that gate came out
And
victorious
if we
this
keep
time.
taking this, eventually it will take us to the 101. So we're going to have to see what this driver decides to do. We are southbound. Let's check
If
our
this person
speeds
gets on
real
the
quick, 'cause it
highway
looks
with
like we're
that-
going a little fast. We're
gets on
getting
the
up there. We're
highway
getting
with
up
that
over
windshield.
50. We could see speeds over 60. As we work our way past through the Van Nuys area here on Sepulveda, there's one car. We're just going to dodge it on the right side, but police still maintaining a close distance. 5 or 6 car lengths back.
Van Nuys has an airport, yes, but there's
We're gonna have to keep
there's
an eye
no
and see
restricted
what,
airspace.
San Fernando PD decides to do here. Passing the, I thought there used to be a Chase Bank there. Passing the 99 Ranch here.
Another
on
green
Sepulveda.
light that we're so lucky for.
Still southbound, just through Victory there. And let's take a look and see what's ahead. Because when I've driven through this area, it has not gone this smoothly. But it's all green lights. All green lights for this driver so far. Very easy driving through the Van Nuys area. But we've hit a red. We've hit a red across the train tracks too, across the bus line. Oh, they just got a ticket.
Oh, look at, you see those flashes?
Southbound
Look at all those
Sepulveda.
flashes.
We're approaching the 101 pretty
All
close.
those flashes. I mean,
You're gonna have to see if this
you're
car
getting
decides
red
to go on
light
the 101.
cameraed. You're getting red
when
light.
it
He
came
just
up on
picked up
five,
so many red light
we saw
camera
the car
violations
take
there.
it and then keep going. We'll see if we see something similar here. Coming up to the 101, also coming up to the Sepulveda base.
It's like little mini night suns. How funny is
So we'll
that?
have to see if they turn a right and decide to investigate that up on.
I don't know if they actually enforced those up in the
on,
valley.
I think it's
I think they may have gotten rid of
Up
them,
on
but that was
Bourbon
definitely a red
Boulevard
light
up here as
camera.
We're passing through Hatteras.
Harry Horse giving out some more subs. 69 now.
Basically
total
giving
given
you
out.
an entire tour of the Van Nuys and now Sherman Oaks area. Still southbound on Sepulveda here. This is the turn here. This would be the turn for the 101. So it looks like, ooh, a late break. Really
He's
gave
getting on
himself
the
some room
101.
there. A super late break turn right. And
Oh no,
we
he's
are
about to
going
veer
get
off
on the
before he gets on the
freeway.
101. We are getting
going
on.
to get on the 101 northbound or the 101 westbound, whatever you'd like to call it. We're getting on it. and
Oh
we are
my
heading
god, he's getting on the 101.
up. Oh, I'm sorry. This is the 405.
Even worse,
We are
the
going to go
405.
northbound on the 405.
405 northbound with
We
a
didn't make it to the
completely
101
broken
yet. We're
windshield.
Northbound 405. Still in the right lane as we start to pick up freeway speed.
Those of
here.
you just joining us out of an ad break, he is on the 405.
We're going to have to
I
see
think
what
northbound.
lies ahead.
It
but
says
looks
southbound
like
at the
there's
top of
that
the screen. There's
airship
an
we were
airship
talking about.
overhead. Look at that bird in the sky. LAPD
We're
airship
gonna have
doing
to see
side
what lies
shuffles
ahead of this
down the
vehicle. They're almost
405.
postured to get immediately off at Victory. Not a lot of traffic at all on this 4th of July evening.
You got it, guys.
But
You want to
again,
avoid the
a
next
quick
ad
recap
break, you
as
just got
we
to
are
connect your Amazon
northbound
Prime to this
on
channel.
The 405 here. Just
Pretty
a quick
simple.
recap. This is a stolen vehicle that the San Fernando Police Department has been pursuing for about 30 to 40 minutes now. And it's, as we've been following it, we picked it up at the 170. It has basically given us a tour of the entire valley area almost, and now we are going
Look at
to
that air.
explore
Look at that airship overhead.
the
That thing is hovering like
extended
a
valley.
bee above a flower.
So, as we are northbound on the 405, when this car was in our Leda, actually, it pulled into what looked like an industrial lot. It thought it could go down the street and cross over to San Fernando, there was a large yellow iron gate, sort of like you would see at a trailhead.
Those of you just joining our chase here, we've got a whole bunch of new viewers. This red Dodge Charger has a completely destroyed windshield. He drove through a gate, okay? The windshield is mangled. The windows on the side of this red Dodge Charger completely blown out, as you see there. This is most likely also the car from earlier that got away. Red Dodge Charger. It's on NBC4.
And the damage has made it quite hard.
Got away,
Also, the driver
and
really
they picked it back
hasn't
up
doubled
tonight.
that much for us to get a clean look at who could be driving this thing. But here we are. We are in the center lanes of the 405, working our way north through the Van Nuys area with a lot of
The gate,
vehicles
it was one of those
and
yellow
inertia
gates, but it
in
was
pursuit of this
chained.
thing.
He sat in front of it. He was cornered in a dead end, and then he decided to just drive straight through it. He's been putting on his blinker in the wrong direction. He has no intention of stopping. So the only way that this is probably going to end is a crash, a pit, or a spike strip.
So maybe that's their strategy. If they have a full tank of gas and a full battery, they could be going.
And yeah, this is one of those Dodge Chargers that's hybrid. So the gas mileage, I don't think running out of gas is going to be an issue unless it was low to begin with. But he's had all that time from the chase earlier to go refuel.
We'll bring up the speedometer here and see. Yeah, this is about this is just under 60 miles an hour, maybe a little over 60, but this is fairly normal.
For those of you asking, I'm in a kitchen in New York City right now.
Speeds here.
Police chase life
We haven't seen
chooses you. You don't choose it.
on the side streets.
I have been called during my vacation to come in here and police chase with you people.
From the San Fernando police vehicles the entire
Sacrificing
time as we pass the
mighty
exit.
July 4th
This car
weekend.
does not appear to be positioned to take an off.
There was another chase earlier, this one, and there was another one, but they were all like 5 minutes long. You guys didn't miss anything.
What they may have thought were crafty moves before, we'll have to see if they try something that they think is crafty at this point. We're passing the Nordhoff exit, coming up on the Granada Hills Devonshire exit.
The back is hanging in there.
About 70, about normal speeds here, normal following distance. And we'll see how far on the 405 north this thing goes. I mean, we've seen pursuits that will make their way to the 5 and try to lose police, you know, all the way up there in the Gorman Pass. I don't know. We haven't seen this car drive in one direction for too long to make that call yet, but we just have to wonder what's the game plan here. As we're northbound the 405, we're coming up to the 405 118 split. We'll see which direction they take, but it looks like we're committing to the 405 as it stands now.
We're just on the 405, people.
And again, those same 3 vehicles in pursuit at a relatively safe distance, 4 to 6 car lengths back, just watching, letting this thing run its course almost. And as we come up to the split for the 405 118, it looks like we'll stay on
We're all the way up at the
118.
118. Oh my God, we're going to be headed up to the 14, which takes you to Lancaster and Palmdale soon. So 104 coming up to the 14, there'll be a 5 interchange because the 405 doesn't go forever. So he's going to have a couple decisions to make. We're definitely headed north, even though that sign says... Yeah, you can see how the sign on the 405 there says Sacramento.
See?
Yep,
See?
swerving off at the last second. This person, man.
They would try something crafty. Or that
He
they
was
thought
in
was crafty,
lane
but
number
this is
5.
pretty low speeds.
Now he's got a choice between the east and the Simi Valley. He's in between. He's going to choose at the last second. It's like a NASCAR decider cone.
As well. So, we
116 eastbound. 118 eastbound, excuse me.
A little crafty or something. It is eastbound. I'm getting some information from my news desk here. So, there was actually a pursuit out of the LAPD Foothill Division earlier today, and we have confirmed that this is the same pursuit as that. So, not only is this a stolen vehicle, not only is it failure to yield, but this vehicle has been pursued by a different, this vehicle and presumably the driver of this stolen vehicle has been pursued by 2 different police agencies today. We had heard LAPD talking about this pursuit a little bit, but currently...
So that's confirmed that it is the one from earlier today. Did you guys hear that?
The police department pursuing it at
This
the
is the
moment.
one from earlier today.
We are eastbound.
It's always
on
something
the
different,
118.
isn't it, people?
We're going to see
Guess what? We have the same chase from before.
work our way to the 5. I don't know. We'll see. It certainly looks like maybe we'll get off here. We're a little slower here. Getting really slow here, especially for a freeway. Let's see what happens here. There you go. That's the sign for the 5, and
that's 5
we're
southbound.
Gonna see another crafty move and get on.
He's going to try and get off the 5. Oh, now he's swerving back onto it. He's trying to deke him. He's trying to deke him.
Staying on the 118.
Nope, staying. This is going to eventually expire.
Truly completing the circle, especially if we get back on the 170, we will complete the circle from where we've been following this thing. Now, it's hard for me to show this up here, but as the sun goes down and night sets in, there are a lot of fireworks out that I had promised a lot earlier in this stream. So we'll try to get those on screen here. We basically can look out and see fireworks in almost any direction we look here, but the sun also hasn't fully set yet, so we'll only start to see more and more fireworks to add some beautiful decoration to this police pursuit on this 4th of July evening. Now we are southbound on the 5, passing the Osborne exit. We'll be coming up to the 5-170 split soon in the southbound direction. Again, basically where we pick this thing up at the 170 and Victory, at the 170 Victory off ramp. So we'll see what direction we commit to. If we go 5 south, we'll see if we go 170, but now we're sort of steering into a little bit of traffic, sort of trying to throw some vehicles in between the police here, a little last minute dive there. That was not a very big space for this Prius to fit through between that tractor trailer and that other car.
All right, I'll check my Twitter.
Maybe,
hold on.
now
Which
that there's
Twitter?
some more cars here, we might try to see them.
Headed back towards Los Angeles there. The 5 freeway interchange is coming up.
Now we're going to sandwich through. We're going to take the middle of these lanes, work our way through. That car just saw them at the last second.
Oh, you almost plowed through those two.
So I think as we start to get more and more cars here, we're going to see more and more crafty moves here. We just saw them in the right lane. Just saw them shoot over again. A lot of last-minute passes. Now, something interesting about this Prius is not going to have, presumably, this Prius is not going to have excellent tires on it. So they're going to have to watch their speed here. If we get too fast and try to some of those crafty moves, these tires aren't going to be ready for that. But we're going to fake the 170 and stay on the 5 south. Let me check in with my pilot.
Starting to pick up some serious speed here, people. Starting to pick up some real big speed.
Picked up speed, actually. I'll hold off on that.
He's got to be doing 90, 95.
A huge boost of speed. I feel like
we're back in Laurel Canyon, headed back towards the city now, coming out of Sun Valley.
Past cars on the 5. Let the speedometer calibrate, but it's set about 102.
He was up north of 100 miles an hour there, people.
That Prius's tires cannot handle that for a sustained amount of time, so we're going to see. But they are flying past cars here on the 5 southbound. They were waiting to try to get some sort of separation, I guess, and then maybe make their move. We saw them almost think about it there, think about taking the Lancashire exit. So I think that's the next move in their playbook.
Is there a Dodger game going on right now? If there's a Dodger game, that means there's restricted airspace. He should be, if he goes 5 southbound, there's going to be restricted airspace for the Dodger game.
Which would work if, as you can see, there wasn't a helicopter directly over top of it with that spotlight.
Butter hoops, that is not a Prius, that's Dodge Charger.
It's not as bright because it's not nighttime yet, but the police helicopter is straight on top of this vehicle, shining a spotlight on it. But this thing has really picked up speed. We are hoofing it to catch up to it, but it is ripping on the 5 southbound.
Dude, he's going so fast, he's getting away from the helicopter.
At the last second, it just holds on. Did you see the car wiggle? It could have easily lost it. And now we're going to pull into this gas station.
Gas station?
Recklessly. Think about taking left. Think about taking right.
He almost got plowed by that semi.
Will be glowing soon. A Prius is not made for this.
Yeah, those brakes are going to start glowing through, the rotors are going to start glowing through the tires.
This Prius hits these very, very high speeds. We're going to start to see this thing lose a lot of handling. But especially that huge brake from about 100 to about 50.
In front of a,
sooner or later, and we just
dude, you pull in front of a semi Dodge Charger like that, they don't stop. So if you lose control,
Spotlight's still on it.
If you lose
still
control,
letting them know that they're right there. They did lose the...
You're dead. You get final destination.
The ground units currently have backed off. They are a bit further back, but we're back here in Sun Valley. We're on Vineland, it looks like. coming up to Strathern. We've come to a red. Now that direct pressure has basically backed off the vehicle with those police ground units, so it's turning left, trying to camouflage itself here behind this silver car, as if it were just any other car. But
no, here they come. They're rolling up on him now. I can't believe they haven't pit this car, this Dodge Charger yet.
As it goes to turn left, we'll see what happens here. It tried to hide behind that silver car, did not work out. And we haven't seen, it doesn't look like it's going to get up to speed here like we saw before. We saw them really gun it there on the 5, but I thought that would carry over once the police vehicles got behind it. But we are back to Old Familiar here in Sun Valley on Strathern. Working our way on Strathern. The San Fernando police car is back in pursuit of this car. Again, guys, if you're just joining us, this is a stolen vehicle that it turns out LAPD was actually pursuing earlier. And we whipped a huge left, a sharp left onto San Fernando. We're back.
Oh, no. No. Come back to us. Come on, NBC.
The bike path. You see the light from the light from the police airship. George, I'm shooting out 7 o'clock, but you're swinging around to it, it looks like, so you're all good.
That's the LAPD airship overhead with the night sun.
I wonder
if we keep circling
this area, if they would start to bring out some sort of spike strips. There's a look at the front vehicle, at the front of the vehicle. All that.
Oh, look how mangled it is! Look how mangled it is!
That yellow iron gate, or steel gate, however we want to call it. But it looks like we're gearing up. We're about to shoot through a red light through the center lane.
Solid red. We're gonna wreck.
That light.
We almost wrecked onto the freeway from an overpass.
And now we're starting to pick up some speed.
Big speed.
As the vehicle's going to drive straight underneath us here in the helicopter. But we've really picked
this
up
camera
speed
angle's
here.
really starting to piss me off. I don't know if you can tell by my tone of voice, but he needs to zoom the fuck in now.
And the police cars sort of back off there. But as we swing the camera around from underneath us, we are on Sunland and Vinedale. I'm a little mixed up as it just drove underneath us.
Yeah, no shit.
Right through that green light, right through some more congestion here. Hey, George, it's at about 6 o'clock, just so we know. I'm filming about 6 o'clock. It's going northbound on Sunland.
I don't want to have to make the switch. It's going to take me a minute, people. They're completely fucking lost. We're doing it. We're making the switch. Bear with me, people. Be right back in a second.
Still picking up some speed.
You're done. You're fucking done. You're done.
A spotlight there from LAPD. San Fernando PD, they're here they come. They're going to be back in the shot here in just a moment. But they are still sticking with this one. And, you know, like I said, if they were going to try a pit maneuver or something like that, I feel like we would have seen it by now. There hasn't been any talk about spike strips or anything like that. But, and because San Fernando is such a small department, there is a very high likelihood that the lead unit in this pursuit may not have a lot of experience with this kind of stuff, because it is just not something that happens in that small jurisdiction very often. Getting a great look at LAPD's helicopter right there with their spotlight, and you see the air support there. And as we continue rolling now into the Shadow Hills area, kind of on the east side of the Hanson Dam, a lot of equestrian properties here, upscale, very nice neighborhood, kind of extends into the foothills.
And Des, I was just thinking about this when the suspect showed his great desperation to get away from police when he did go through that gate and shattered the front windshield of
We're on KCAL now, so we can get a replay of the gate shattering.
The glass that came into the car.
Here's a replay, people, for those of you just joining us. He's at a dead end in the alley. Here he goes.
His eyes, which would,
look at all that glass.
Make it hard for him to drive out there, especially
look at all that glass.
As the night falls.
Has its claws.
Oh,
like the
totally.
Balrog
is it really worth all of this? All this
consternation,
all of this discomfort? I mean, so many times there's something else going on with these suspects, if they have a rap sheet, you know, or what. That's not something that we'll be privy to until, you know, long after this is over, if we're able to
70
get
miles an
any
hour
kind
on
of
side
follow-up
street,
on
Sunland
this.
Boulevard,
But,
Sunland Boulevard.
It's just insane the type of risks that you constantly see these suspects taking over something like a stolen vehicle, which we know in LA County a lot of times is a misdemeanor, a lot of times that might not even get you any jail time. But then you go and you pull something like this with where you run from the cops and do all kinds of crazy stuff, and it's going to be a totally different story once this is all.
That is not a Prius, that's a Dodge Charger. To those of you in the chat, that's a red Dodge Charger, stolen Dodge Charger. This is the chase from earlier.
We've covered so many areas now as we are. This is the first time that we're leaving the San Fernando Valley and headed kind of towards the Crescenta Valley and Tujunga, which will still be in the city of Los Angeles unless we continue into La Cañada, Flint Ridge, and beyond. But where are they headed now? As we
that's
get
a red light.
Right
that's a red light with left-hand turn coming.
And the next freeway will be the 210. And are we going to take the 210? No, we're going to go underneath the 210, continuing on to Sunland. So we're basically in
stretch.
Sunland,
I've been in a squat position this whole time.
More like the Tujunga. Now, you know what? I would say we are... just one second here, guys. We're having one issue up here. Chauncey, let me just toss it back to you real quick.
All right. If you're just joining us, we are
right-hand turn.
Watching
oh my God!
Police
You better
chase
not
this
lose him.
stolen Prius.
There's
this
vehicles.
Started.
Spike strip. Was that a spike
San
strip?
San Fernando
Gate. Doors open. Ejectocito. In reserve. In reverse. In reverse. In reverse. In reverse. In reverse. Foot pursuit. Foot pursuit. Foot pursuit. He's going through the community. He's going through the community.
Came to a stop. Yeah, really glad this one is over. Here as the suspect is out and running, and they hopped through a gate there.
He might be.
Like.
He just hopped the gate. Just hopped the gate right there.
We'll see if
He's
we're
not
able
trying
to
to
get to the other
carjack.
side of this gate here.
They got him on foot. They've got him on foot.
Out here and running, it looks like they do have him under the spotlight.
Oh, there he is.
There's the suspect right there. Out here running all over the place, but they got to another locked community, and now, here comes somebody here. Oh,
there's someone on the other side of the gate. Look at him snitching.
What is going on?
Oh, yeah.
What is going on?
Yeah, here's the suspect here running in this nice little, looks like a little community here.
He's looking for somewhere to break into.
But they've got the spotlight here from LAPD. So
this is a long one.
San Fernando PD
oh, there's people there. There's pedestrians. Doesn't know what's going on.
Is this like an apartment complex or?
Oh, they lost him.
It looks like an apartment complex here.
The night sun
there's
lost him.
kind of a
little
tree. Brushy area here. It might be kind of difficult for LAPD to keep tabs on him now. So
he's
they're
trying to hide under
guide
the tree.
These officers in here right now.
He's hopping the fence,
off of
I think.
Wingate and Sunland Boulevard. So if you live in the area and you see the big spotlight, that is a suspect that is running around in this community and trying to evade. And now
don't tell me they lost him again.
Now,
no way they lost
doesn't
him
look
again.
like they have eyes on this suspect.
No way they lost him again.
They might have lost him here underneath those trees, and this is a
not
big
again.
complex
It's
that
the
was
same
locked.
guy that got away
San
before.
Fernando PD couldn't get their vehicles in. We saw him out there running on foot. They were keeping up with him for a bit, but he was hopping all over the place.
Yeah.
Hopping over some walls, over some fences. There they are. There they are, out running around.
There he is.
Here back
He's
into the
where's the dog?
The
Send
park
for
garage. Oh, he's going into a garage.
he's going into the
right
garage.
There.
No.
Just went into
right into that garage.
Oh no.
Yep.
He's in the
And
house.
I don't know. Did you see this, or did the suspect
Dude,
come in
people,
contact
close your
with
garages.
someone else? It's I thought
Where's
I saw
the
him
fur
run
missile?
past another neighbor.
Oh, they
but
don't know that he ran in
there's
there.
police, and I don't think that officer
That
knows.
officer doesn't know he
just
went in there.
Oh, well, he's shining his light over there. No, he has no idea.
The officer has no clue.
That's the
Yeah,
garage.
it looks like they may have some trouble communicating right here. I'm not sure
God.
if LAPD's helicopter is able to communicate with the radios with San Fernando PD.
He's walking away. He's walking away from the garage. He's gonna get away.
He's got the
He's in
spotlight
there.
right there. He's trying to shine it on him, but the officer keeps walking the other way.
Okay, there's
here.
another officer.
But that garage that just happened to be open there.
Just a little bit.
Yeah, here we go. Yeah, it was just opened up a little bit, but now this one seems to know. He sees what's going on. I think he's going to be calling for backup. He's not going to want to go in there by himself.
No,
they have
hell
no
no.
idea if this suspect is armed and dangerous or what the deal is.
Right, but
How are they going to? You got to send a Doge.
We don't know if
you have to send a
inside
Doge.
this home. We don't
like
know
the
if a
Velociraptor,
family
like the
was here,
Dilophosaurus in Jurassic Park.
inside the home
Send it
at
into
the
the
time,
Jeep.
But it just so
Send
happened.
it in. This is perfect Doge
crazy
for a
that
missile.
This particular garage was
This is
just
why you have
ajar,
burn missiles, so they can get under the garage.
where the
Garage door's
suspects could-
opening.
Oh, now I
Garage
see
door's
the
opening.
garage coming up.
Garage door's open.
Yep. And you know, these garages too. Look, there's like a little common area
Could he have
here.
gone
Oh boy!
through the garage?
And this person right here.
Is that him?
I mean, we saw.
She's mad
No,
as hell.
that looks like the resident.
She's mad as hell.
Oh, okay. Now she's pointing him out. I mean, he may have gone in and then into this yard right here, and maybe even hopped some fences.
it may
So
have gone
she's
through the
trying to
house.
direct him around, because obviously the garage will have a
May have
door
gone
that
through
goes
the
into this
house.
little patio area to the rear of that property. So he may have come out the other end and then even hopped behind some fences there while we were focused on that garage. So this is really a problem now for the authorities.
He's going to get away.
Or may have even gone through the house. We don't know, but we only had a couple of units that were in pursuit, and that suspect unfortunately had some pretty fast legs and were able to hop and leap around.
She's
and
telling
get
them
away
exactly
from
where
the
they
police
went,
for
and they're asking.
about a minute. And even with the benefit
they're
from the
asking
spotlight,
like, what is possible?
that suspect was able. Oh, right there. Now going in. I think I just saw him.
He moved.
Right
He
there.
moved. He moved. He moved.
And Des, you've
he
got to give it
moved.
to LAPD with this spotlight tonight. This spotlight is really, really helping San Fernando PD as they try to find this guy. Because even at that one point, you saw one of the officers just walk right by that garage that the suspect had just gone into seconds before.
I mean, boy, this suspect is very sneaky. I got to tell you.
This is one of the smartest criminals we've had in some time here on Birds in the
just
Air.
Kind of a creep there from the garage. I'm guessing maybe that garage is full of a lot of stuff right there, and then it looked like he went right under the awning and probably into the house. So now
ABC has him. ABC has him. He went into a house.
Come out the front door.
According to the
Those
chat.
are shadows right there.
Yeah.
See if they're going to come out the front door, or if they're going to try to hide in the house. But this is pretty scary. I mean, now we basically have a home invasion going on. At the end of a stolen vehicle pursuit, as this person commandeers their home to try to get away. So there was a lot of public danger on the streets earlier, and now a totally different kind of dangerous situation in this community in Sunland.
Yeah, I was going to ask Des, this is very dangerous and so concerning because like I said, you don't know who's home, who's not. The garage that this suspect entered, someone ended up being inside of this home. The woman, we saw her come out and talk with that officer. So we don't know. But what we do know is that this guy is desperate to get away from police. Do we know how these apartments are kind of positioned? Because like he has to either be in one of the homes or like in one of those courtyards.
Yeah, I mean, he was in the little courtyard there that connects the garage with the home, and then we saw him kind of try to slip in, and it sure looked like he tried to go in the home. And you have to imagine that it was probably unlocked from the lady that came into the garage trying to see what all of this ruckus was about. So it could have been very easy entrance for him to get in, unless he's still hiding there and then hopped into another yard. That's why we're kind of keeping this wide shot, trying to look at both sides here. It's just become a very difficult situation to keep tabs on, and this is just we say it all the time, when you get in the heat of the moment and the suspect is out on foot, especially if they're really quick like that suspect was, they only need a couple of seconds to get away from the authorities. And even if you have a helicopter overhead, you've got awnings, you've got trees, you've got bushes, you've got all these kind of hiding places, you've got covered patios. And, it's possible that the suspect may have even slipped out and is underneath one of these awnings. So, and we only had 3 units that were involved in this. Here come a couple more officers that they're going to want to make sure that they have enough backup before they even go inside. But the longer they take, the longer that gives the suspect to potentially get out and get towards, a million other hiding places.
Exactly. And it seemed like it happened so fast. In the beginning, you said that this was a gated apartment complex, which that might have slowed down the officers to try to get in to, get on his tracks. But is this apartment complex gated, Des? And also,
don't need to be quick if you're sneaky. He's in there.
just come off the road and
yeah,
he may have gone
get
out
past
the back.
gate?
well,
He could have gone
I'd
out
be
the north
curious
side
if we're
of the
able to
house.
re-rack that video, but it looked like he just kind of slipped past one of the gates, or there might have been a walkway that the gate was for cars to get in, but the community itself may be more open, and he was able to kind of run around. This is a pretty big development.
Oh, there he is.
As I widen out, this is one of those larger
he
kind
moved
of
from
like
house to
garden
house?
type communities, I guess you could say. You see up in
That's
the
like
upper
the
right-hand
video from
corner,
the movie
that's where the pursuit
Signs
came to
where
an
the
end with
alien
vehicle.
walks in the
But look
background.
at how much area we've covered on foot
You
since
guys see
then
that
to get
replay
in
on the
here.
right?
And,
Remember when the
I mean,
alien walks
San
past the
Fernando still
alleyway?
has their vehicles parked out there, like maybe they haven't
So
been able
he's
to get
not in that
their
right
cars in
house.
here.
He
We've
is
seen all these
he's probably
officers
gone
coming
by
to run
now. He's
into
probably
this
slipped
area.
out the left side of that house.
And they have not made entry yet into that garage. They're
This is
still
Bigfoot. That's
hanging
Bigfoot.
out here with the homeowner or the resident. Maybe she's giving them some more information about what to expect when they get inside.
You guys know what I'm talking about with that scene from Signs?
How many bedrooms is this? How many
Slow
bathrooms?
motion,
Is there an attic? Maybe something
shadow
like that
in the background.
before they go and make entry. But it is just so dark out here now, and there's no officers that we've seen on the other side of this apartment complex. So
All he needs
the
is one moment where
still
that
has the advantage
where that
at this particular time,
night
I
sun
would
is
say.
not blasting,
And we
he
want
could
to
have
show you the
slipped out the
moment when
back
this
easily,
suspect
and we're just
got into this
we have a
community.
night sun
You
on a
see,
house
he
that
slips right there into that
night sun
garage
on a
that
house
was just
that's
slightly
for
open,
no reason.
and then
He could be
goes
running through
into
the park right
that
now.
courtyard there. Police have no idea where he is. They have no idea that he's entered that garage. And you see LAPD airship above trying to shine the light on that garage to let San Fernando PD know and alert them that he's gone into that garage. But they still don't. They don't get with him. But I don't know where he went beyond that. It's interesting to
He could
see
be gone,
those
people.
courtyards. They connect.
He's
but,
no longer in
it looks
that
like
house
Des,
with the
they
garage.
can easily
We saw him in
jump
the
from one
Signs
courtyard
scene,
to the
move
other.
through the courtyard. He could have
and we
slipped
know the suspect
into
was
the
very
alleyway,
capable of that
waited
based
for the
on,
night
their
sun
agility,
to dissipate,
back when
and then
they
just
were
bolt.
out on foot.
Could have just
But,
bolted in the
San
darkness.
Fernando PD still not making entry on this situation. Not sure if there's some kind of protocol issue here or what. I mean, they have 4 or 5 officers here right now, and we saw them out there speaking with the resident. The spotlight from LAPD continues to try to illuminate this otherwise awfully dark situation down here. But still no movement from the authorities on trying to move in and get this suspect. And, now it's been so long, if they do go in, is the suspect even still going to be there? That's the thing that I'm the most concerned about right now.
Where
he's going to get
do
away.
you see any officers there on the ground inside of this
He could have
gated
easily
apartment
gotten
complex or
changed
gated
inside
community?
that house too.
I'm sorry, one more time with that, Chauncey?
I know. I was asking, do you see any? It seems like all of the officers have disappeared, if you will. I don't see any officers on the scene.
They're right here, and here come maybe even a couple
on
more.
that road. Yeah.
And now, I'm not sure if these are
Okay,
all
there
still
they
San
are.
Fernando PD or if LAPD is giving any ground support now that we are in, their jurisdiction and this has come to an end. I wouldn't be surprised if they come.
I'll be right
just
back,
because,
people.
again, we're kind of far from San Fernando, and it's going to would be very taxing for them to bring any more units as it is to have any more of their units come and get in this. But my pilot is saying that they do have a perimeter set up. So in theory, then, okay, so you can see right down here at the bottom off of, this is actually off of the 210 exit right here. So we're right off of the 210 freeway, right up against the Foothill Freeway. You can see a unit that is down there, maybe CHP, that is right by the wall, just in case the suspect is able to slip out and they want to go over the wall or something like that. So they are attempting to lock this area down.
Yeah.
But I just wonder if it's too late, because it's just so dark out here. And, okay, some more flashlights over here as well.
Oh.
So they're out here looking, but we haven't heard about them entering the home yet. So maybe they want to lock everything around the home down first before they make entry. That way, if they go in and they find him and he decides to run out of the home, they're going to have other officers waiting there to slap him in handcuffs. So that may be what they're doing right now, but they still have not made entry into the garage, which leads to the unit where we last saw the suspect at.
Right. Des, what is to the left of this apartment building?
I didn't have spaghetti with meat sauce tonight.
Community, if you will, because I don't see any areas where he could have gotten away, or no, there's a street right there. So he very well could have gotten over that courtyard fence and then took a run
what are you
for
really
it,
paying for?
and
that
then
HOA
went down the street.
That gate's not solving shit.
It's possible. I mean, I'm not sure how high the wall is right there. I believe that's going to be like a public storage facility. Yep, that's exactly what that is. It is pretty well lit, but there is quite a bit of brush between the apartment complex and where that is. So kind of hard to say.
You can't release the dogs inside the house. They might have animals.
There's a couple more officers here. They're probably scouring all around around this kind of thick, little bit of a wooded area right here on the perimeter of this apartment or condo complex. So
I would
probably
love
checking
to be at this next HOA meeting
before they decide
I would
to
love.
go
You're going to
in
get some
house.
replays here, people on the side.
And
this is
then,
when he plowed through the
I'm not sure
through
if
the
it's a
gate,
matter of if they need
shattered
the
his
homeowner's
entire
permission to go in
glass
there
windshield.
or what the deal is, but whatever their protocol is, it looks like they're going through
If
it
you're
right
just
now
joining us,
before
here's all
they decide
of
to go any farther. But
the action. Ejectocito.
we're listening to LAPD's helicopter up here right now, and
he tried to plow through that gate too. Look, he tried to plow through that gate, and he got rejected. And the car went backwards. It's off its hinges. Then he started running through the community.
So now they're right there in the front. That's the first that we've seen them. Right in front of the unit there where
that was crazy, by the way. When he swerved in front of that semi-Dodge Charger, he hit the curb in the gas station at almost 100 miles an hour. Didn't hit that Metro bus.
Des, didn't you see the lady come out, the homeowner possibly come out and talk with those officers? And it looked like she was pointing in a direction that he might have gone in. This is after he entered the home and may have gotten into that courtyard and then jumped the fence. Didn't we see the homeowner, a lady, come out and talk to officers and sort of directing like, oh, he went that way, he went that way? Right there. There's a video.
It looked like it. Yeah. Yep. She is down there underneath the spotlight with them.
There
She's
it
still
is.
with
There's
them.
the scene from Signs.
And, it definitely looked like that.
The
That's what we
slow-mo.
saw.
How did they get that
see that
footage,
section
by the
right
way?
there.
What a Mike Rogers in the
did you
seat.
see him right in there?
Yeah, right.
Is he there?
No, on this is earlier, the earlier video that we
don't.
were running.
Chauncey.
This is when he
Chauncey.
got inside the home and
You
he
can't
was
pump
sort
fake
of in
us
that
like that.
courtyard area, and it looked like when he disappeared into I don't know if that was another unit or another courtyard or another part of this particular house where he entered the garage.
Yeah, it looked like it was the same courtyard that was connected from the garage that he entered right here. I remember
He's
these
definitely not in the
mailboxes
courtyard.
right here.
The cops just walked
and
through
it.
it.
Was in this courtyard, and then we saw him just kind of slip through the patio and looked like he was going into the sliding door. That's certainly what it looked like. But the authorities are still on both sides here now, the front and the rear of that unit. They have not gone in yet, so it's still unclear what the holdup is on this one. But sometimes they take a long time to do this. Want to make sure that they have all their ducks in a row, or they may be waiting for additional backup, or they may be waiting for some ballistic shields or helmets or some equipment like that. These officers are not equipped with that stuff. It appears. Again, we're talking about a very, very small department. Here's San Fernando PD, most likely the second smallest police force in Los Angeles County.
Second smallest
police
police force in Los Angeles County.
Some more officers down there.
They're on the other side.
Pretty good look there, thanks to
this dude's
LAPD
gone,
spotlight.
man. Unless he's in one of those houses somehow.
Are they going to be going in the home? It looks like I see a little bit of talk on their shoulder-mounted radios there. Definitely a lot of communication going on, but it's just so crazy what the suspect has done to
Chief of Staff, what's up,
so
my
far,
friend?
everything that we've
Congratulations.
seen.
Yeah.
And,
got a baby on the
at
way, so
least
probably
at the
can't
moment,
gift.
they're still not in custody. They still have the possibility of getting away.
We appreciate you as always,
especially now that it is so dark. I mean, we saw him go into the home, but there's the patio right next door is covered. There's a lot of darkness. it's not even for sure that that suspect is still inside that person's home.
Right, but it seems like they have a perimeter. You have officers on
rubber nipple
seemingly
salesman.
both sides of the home, the garage, and then the other side, which
Welcome.
may be the entrance of the home. But I want to show that video one more time to viewers once. Actually, let's start right here, showing his great desperation here as he goes through the gates right there, just busting open those gates and shattering the windshield, getting back on the highway, going up speeds up to 112 miles per hour at one point, still staying in the San Fernando Valley, kind of making a circle.
Hopefully you'll still make some
and
time
going
for us,
on the wrong side of the road.
Life
at
about to change
one point,
completely.
still trying to get away from police. Once again, this is a Toyota Prius.
All my friends are like,
that
yeah,
has
don't
been
worry, I'll have
stolen,
plenty of
according to
time.
police.
No,
You see there,
he definitely
jumps
tried to plow
out,
through that
leaves
gate.
the
Look how
car and
off
jumps
the hinges
over
it is.
this fence, which is a gated apartment community. You see him running there, right there on that sidewalk, still trying to get away from police. Police are not inside of this apartment complex yet, so you see the suspect there still running, trying to find a place to hide. Look, he finds just a little bit of room right there to crawl under that garage and go right inside that home. The homeowner opens the garage and comes out and starts to talk with this officer. But this is what I want to
staff is not
show
going to
you.
miss
Zoom
any
in
of the 1 a.m.
when we
chases,
see him
you will be
in
awake, my friend.
the courtyard right here. Look, just right there in the blue. Then he just disappears, and we don't know where that suspect goes from there. Des.
Yep, that's right. And just showing you here, I was seeing if our map tracker would give us a better locator than just Sunland. I'll widen out and show you the area that we're talking about off of Sunland Boulevard. There's LAPD's helicopters, Sunland and Wingate from the 210 freeway is what you see on the bottom there of the screen. So we were just trying to ask the helicopter overhead, like, hey, are you guys, are they going to make entry soon? And they're not sure. It sounds like there are some communication issues here between LAPD's helicopter and San Fernando PD's ground units right there. Most likely their radios don't talk to each other because those, we believe those are encrypted radios like so many of the smaller communities are in LA, Orange County, and the Inland Empire. So the helicopter couldn't even tell us if they were getting ready to go in or what the delay is on all of this. But my guess, this could very well end up turning into a SWAT situation. Would not be surprising at all where, they may be calling LA County Sheriff's deputies. Yeah. They would probably be the ones that would come in. Or maybe LAPD with their SWAT team. We'll see. It's just not known at this point if that's what they're planning on doing. I mean, they're right here at the front door of the home. I'm sure they're calling out to the suspect. That's going to be the first thing that they do. They're going to do lots of call-outs. They'll probably use a loudspeaker on both the back driveway and at the front door to get through to the suspect to let him know, look, you're cornered, you're surrounded, it's over, come out now before we, force our way in. That's probably what's happening right now. And then are they going to, if the suspect refuses to come out and surrender, then there is the, likelihood that they will call either LAPD, since this is in LA, or they'll call sheriff's deputies to come in with their Bearcats and their big armor, and this could turn into an hours-long situation. So, unknown, but, they haven't shown any interest in going inside yet. I don't think that, I'm getting the impression that that's not going to be changing anytime soon. So this could be trending towards a long, drawn-out conclusion here in Sunland for this stolen vehicle suspect, Chauncey.
Right. And here on the 4th of July, you just don't want to have a scene like this, especially for the folks at home who are waiting to watch the fireworks,
people,
and also the folks here in this community who now have to hunker down.
I have to go play Super Smash.
This suspect
so you guys are coming
is
with me.
not in police custody just yet. This, as officers are waiting and have this home surrounded as this suspect is holed up inside of this home. We're going to continue to watch this pursuit suspect situation as he is still trying to evade police, and police still trying to find him at this point as they are waiting to enter this house.
Is this over?
Hey, Chauncey, just want to mention Pat Harvey here. I'll be joining. I'm here on the desk with you, beginning to start the 9 o'clock, waiting for Juan Fernandez. and with Desmond Shaw overhead. Just want to ask both of you guys, has it been established that this person, the suspect, knows the person whose home or garage that he got into?
No, this was random. And as a matter of fact, Pat,
guys, I think this is going to be the end of it. Sounds like they're about to kill the coverage.
One garage that was just slightly open, and he crawled into that garage and got into this home. And then seconds later, and then also after that, though, one of the San Fernando police officers, he comes right by him and right by the garage, and then the LAPD airship just shines the light to show him, hey, that's the garage that he went in, and he's been in there ever since. So, but yeah, so thanks for joining us here for the news at 8 o'clock.
They're cutting the coverage.
Over to Pat and Juan for the news at 9.
Okay, thanks so much, Chauncey and Desmond. Let's get back up to you while Juan is getting his microphone on. Just want to establish something else here as well. Do we know that he is in a home, or is he in between some of those homes there?
Well, Pat, we believe that we saw the suspect go into this unit right here. So they came into, this is the garage right here near the mailboxes where the door was just slightly ajar. They were able to crawl inside. It's pretty dark down there. They're just kind of at the mercy of LAPD's spotlight. There it is right there. You can see that door that leads from the garage to the little patio, and then from the patio into the home. And it looks like he's in the home right now, Pat.
Okay, and that's also so very weird because we saw maybe that was the homeowner come out and talk to police. So that has to be a very disconcerting situation for them as well. Okay, well, Desmond, stand by. We're going to come right back out to you, but we're about to start the 9 p.m. hour, and it certainly has been a sizzling hot 4th of July.
All right, give it a second. We might come right back to it in the 9 o'clock hour.
This is KCAL News, Los Angeles.
You're kidding
now
me?
At 9, 4th of July festivities in full swing tonight.
From the Inland Empire to LA and Orange County will...
All right, I'm just going to make the rounds. Sounds like, based on what Desmond said, he could be inside the house. ABC's in the weather right now, so they're offline. One last check on KTLA. KTLA is, I think they're dead. Okay, I'm checking KTLA right now. Advertisement. In the meantime, we'll check back with NBC. Bear with me, people. Just dotting our T's, crossing our I's here. NBC is offline. Damn, mountain lion killed by vehicle on the 405? We only have one more left, and it's KTLA. KTLA is doing fireworks. I regret to inform all of you, this chase has concluded without a resolution. The coverage, at least. We will likely find out what happened on the websites tomorrow morning. So if you come back to KCAL or NBC, you can find out if this person got away or got arrested. They'll definitely have a follow-up story. So anyone in the community, please feel free to send me any links with updates throughout the night. But for now, we are not Code 4. We don't know if this person got away or if he's just hiding in the house. But for now, this edition of Birds in the Air is officially kaput. Until next time, my friends. You guys have a happy July 4th. This has been Birds in the Air, birdsintheair.com. We got new merchandise, by the way. Top left of your screen, we have new items in the store. Please feel free to check those out. Please turn on your notifications here on Twitch. Follow the account if you haven't already. Also, we have a backup notification system at Skywob Alerts on Twitter. Follow that account and push the notifications through. Only tweets from there, for the most part, are chase notifications. So in the event that Twitch doesn't push one through, that's the best place to get it. Alright, my friends, it's been a pleasure. Thank you to everyone who subscribed. You guys have a good holiday. I'm going to go do it in the most American way possible and go play some Super Smash Brothers and with my old tag team partner. And I will see you guys on the timeline. Deuces.